What was it about that new firm that drove you to the hospital?
I don't think it was specifically anything that firm was doing, but I think it was just an accumulation of like from Morgan Stanley,
Yeah.
from the whole lifestyle basically
I know it's work hard, party hard.
yeah, pretty much. And so that's the thing. At the time, I was partying a lot. I had gotten a short house down the Jersey Shore. Remember that TV show? I was one of those
Yes.
monkeys. I was one of those idiots that would do that every summer and go to Belmar. And
Wow.
and so that is when the cocaine habit started to form.
Aha.
And so yeah, that combined with drinking plus
go
not
hand in hand,
sleeping,
though.
exactly, not meditating, like this whole lifestyle you see me now.
Yeah.
I was not aware of living a holistic, conscious lifestyle, or dealing with stress in a healthy way.
Wow.
So that eventually is what one day I wake up at my girlfriend's house at the time, and I'm like, I had to take my entrance exam for my MBA. So I was going to Baruch College. I was applying for Baruch for my MBA. So that's the thing too. Add on top of more stress because my parents were like, you should. My brother's just graduated from UConn as a doctor. Middle brother,
Really?
he's now a teacher, a math teacher. So he got his masters. So I got two brothers who are like doctors, masters. So here I am now, like the black sheep.
Oh shit.
And so like I kind of succumbed to the pressure, but like, all right, I'll get my master's, my MBA, because my mom is like
wants me to.
wants me to,
Yeah.
pretty much. Like I was already making good money. I'm like, why do I need to go
Yeah.
to school again?
Isn't that crazy though? Because Chris, I feel you.
So yeah, one day I take the test, the entrance exam for 4 hours, and I'm like, man, I still can't breathe. So I go to the hospital and in Jersey City, and I'm like 28 this time. This is during the financial crisis too, by the way. So it's the year 2008 when the stock market's really crashing. So that's also why I'm very stressed out, because I'm seeing people getting let go, people getting
Yeah.
cut, the people losing a lot of money, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna lose my job. And so I was just always on the edge. And so yeah, I take my entrance exam, and then I go to the hospital, and they're like, you look healthy, Chris. You're 28. You work out. You seem to be in good shape. And then they took my X-ray of the chest, and like I said, you have two lungs obviously, and one lung is nice and elongated, it's healthy, and the other lung on my right side, it's the size of a golf ball. It's shriveled up, he said.
What?
And that's the lung that's collapsed because because of all the stuff we just talked about.
Wait, Chris, that's crazy. So I didn't. So I'm super into health, fitness stuff. Was it a combination of the stress and the do you think the drugs had anything to do with it, and or do you think it was just kind of your body reacting? I didn't even know that was a reaction to immense stress.
Me
the
neither.
collapsed lung.
I think it's a combination of exactly what you said: the stress, the partying, the cocaine use, the not sleeping, all the emotional stuff that was wrapped up inside that I did
Right.
not that I didn't deal with.
Yeah.
That was like my body being like giving up, being like, all right, you need to fix some shit, and this is not gonna happen anymore.
It's interesting how your body will. You kind of can push to a limit, and then it'll tell you. It'll
Yeah.
make like a definitive statement.
Yeah.
It'll kind of give you hints along the way.
Exactly, signs.
It's signs. I've really bad joints from lifting shitty for too long, and your body. But if I listen, as your body tells you all the time. But if you choose not to listen to it, and then it's gonna be like, okay, now
Now you're gonna listen.
Yeah,
Now you're
I'm
gonna
fuck some
listen.
shit up, and now you're gonna listen. You know, but it's strange. Like if you're more aware, but I think it sometimes takes those
Yeah.
to be like, okay, and actually give it an ear. That now you can start to pick up on it a lot sooner. Your body will be like, okay, Chris, here's something going on. So you have the collapse along. You're 28 at this point. How? I assume that this inspires the sort of crazy 180 then from the content I was watching before to then you wanted to pursue Muay Thai after this?
So you would think so. You would think I would change my ways, but I was still not that wise.
Shit, really?
So I go back. So just so you know, I had to go into surgery. So they had to stick a chest tube, like a straw, in my thing, reinflate the thing. And I'm in surgery, and I'm in the hospital for like a week. And then they're like, yeah, you can't go to work for a month. You have to be in painkillers. So here I am at home, like I lose 20 pounds of muscle. And yeah, I'm just like, this sucks, but hey, I get to take painkillers. And I was like, hey, at least I don't got to go to work. This is finally the vacation I've been wanting after 4 years. And so, yeah, I don't really do anything to like change my habits. And I go back to old ways, and I go back to my partying. 9 months later, it happens again.
Oh, no.
And so this time was like the heavy duty. I was like,
I
this
didn't
time.
realize
So it happened
that.
twice within the year.
Shit. So I guess that's your body's kind of reaction, your body's reaction to it. Wow.
So that's
oh man,
that's the so that was really
that's the wake up call.
That was a serious wake up call. And when that happened, that's when I was like, all right, this was painful. I was like, I have to go straight to the hospital. And they had to do like a heavy duty surgery on me. Basically, they had to do it's called like a pleurodesis operation. And basically, airline pilots and divers get this operation because they're in pressurized environments. They're more susceptible to collapsed lungs. So they did the same operation that they do for them to like pretty much like sew my lung against my chest cavity, so it can't physically collapse again. So that's the operation they had to do.
Fuck.
And I was out of work for 2 months this time. Not 1 month, but 2 months. And
your boss like, Chris, what the hell?
Yeah. They're like I didn't tell them like the cocaine habit and the partying, but I was just like getting stressed out, and they were like, you need to take care of yourself, and I'm like, yeah, it's a really good idea, but like this is Wall Street, and like how am I gonna be like, I need.
They're like, Chris, take care of yourself. Okay, now go do these.
Exactly.
It's such a farce, man.
Yeah.
Because there's all this bullshit around like healthy and work-life balance, but
exactly,
like we need X, Y, and Z. Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
So that, though, is actually the wake-up call I take. So that, I actually read a book called The Career Renegade, and that's by this guy named Jonathan Fields. I didn't know who he was at the time, but now I know who he is. He's like a big coach, speaker.
Why do I know that name?
He does a podcast. He's an American guy, like probably in his 40s or 50s. But I read his book, and his story was real quick. He was a high-strung lawyer for corporations. And he pretty much, lawyers, heart attacks, they go hand in hand, just like
absolutely.